So the plan was, again, to go and have the Officer Patterson, escort Tia over to our house so she felt comfortable that nothing bad would happen, and we would take physical custody of Tia, put her in the car, and drive to Wyoming. That way, there was no shenanigans, no possible issues would happen. Everything would be done exactly as the officer said we could do it. We got her on our property, we put her in the car and take her off to her grandparents' house. That was the plan.
And they could make sure there was no funny business.
And the police officers could make sure there was no funny business, that nothing went wrong, that everything was by the book. And they both signed off on it and said, that's a good plan, you're the parents. But we found out later, Officer Patterson left, went over to Jerry Glass's house, and told Tia, don't go over there. They're going to grab you and take you to your grandparents' house. And instead, totally upended the whole plan, totally undermined my plan, totally undermined my authority as a parent, and then, to make matters worse, brought Jerry Glass back. The one person I did not care to see at all. The one person that I really detested at that moment. And then the thing that's hilarious to me is that in court, Officer Patterson makes it sound like I was some sort of monster because I was upset that not only did I not see my daughter, but instead brought Jerry Glass. It's like promising somebody a delicious jello treat and giving them a plate of poop. Like, oh, I should be happy about that, right? I was expecting jello, but you gave me poop. Oh, well, I should be fine with that, right? But Officer Patterson made it seem like I was some sort of monster for not wanting the plate of poop. And so what Officer Patterson did was purposely upend the plan, but didn't bother to tell us, didn't bother to tell anybody. She went rogue, did her own little thing, and to this day, I still don't know why. I am trying to figure out what her motives were. Why was Officer Patterson so dead set on not bringing my daughter home? Why was Officer Conger so dead set on not bringing my daughter home? That is the big question in my mind, is if there was this law, which nobody's produced, and as far as I can tell is totally false, that a 14-year-old or 12-year-old kid can live wherever they want, which is not true. But if there was really this law, or if this law doesn't exist, why did they make that up? And then why didn't they bring her home when we told them she was suicidal? Why didn't they bring her home when we told her that she was getting alcohol? Why didn't they bring her home? It boggles my mind why they wouldn't just obey the law. Why did they have to make up these fake laws and not bring my daughter home? And then, when we finally thought we had a plan to follow these made-up laws that the officers were just making kind of on the fly, and then for Officer Patterson to even go against that. Like, they said, it's just all made up. It was all made up. You can grab your daughter when she's on public property. Okay, then let's do that. But then Officer Patterson's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to warn her not to come. And so instead, I'm going to bring Jerry Glass. And then I'm going to act surprised and shocked when Mr. Judd is upset about it. And that's the other thing that I loved about this whole scenario at my house, was that because I got upset, I'm the bad guy. It doesn't matter who broke the law. It doesn't matter that Jerry Glass had hidden my daughter from me, my suicidal daughter from me, and for all intents and purposes was grooming her. It doesn't matter that Jerry was the one breaking the law. All that matters was that I got upset about it. Because if you get upset, that must mean you're a criminal. Like, it's so backwards. The police refuse to enforce the law. I called them to bring my daughter home. I called them for help. They refused. They made up laws, and then they purposely circumvented my efforts to get my daughter back that they had previously agreed to. And then they say, well, you can't get upset, because if you do, you're the bad guy. I mean, this is crazy making. This was crazy making.